What's going on, guys? We're about to check out David Pakman. He be crying and doing woke rants and just being smug as hell, nigga. But one of my favorite pastimes is roasting him now. So let's take a look at this. Hit the like button, share the video as well. Also, check me out on Patreon. Yeah, trying to step up my Patreon game for as low as $1. Go and check that out.
Here today.
I didn't say that.
No, you said most Republicans would prefer if other countries hated us. You're assuming.
I didn't say most. Run it back.
David Pakman gets humiliated by Patrick Bet-David as David Pakman appears on the PBD podcast with Patrick Bet-David and the Soy Boy Wonder. That is David Pakman using his insufferable debate tactics gets called out by Patrick Bet-David. And folks, let me tell you, you can always tell when someone doesn't want to really debate honestly because they can't win when they avoid and deflect your point instead of beating it head on. These are the tactics of the leftist like beta boy David Pakman. Now let's jump in.
These people, all they care about is his personality for it, outside of the taxes and all this other stuff. And then I ask you a question, I say, so why did people vote for Biden? Many of them voted because they just didn't want Trump. Yeah, I don't know the numbers on that. You should know those numbers.
What? I just don't know that offhand. I mean, we can look it up. Why do I need to memorize?
Can I make a quick point?
Can I just get? There's just one thing I want to say here.
Yeah, go ahead.
This entire Biden hid stuff. It's such a
hid
in his basement.
Yeah.
Because when you talk about
he did though. He hid a lot of times. But
can I get a statement now? Okay. If I were on the right, I would stop saying that because it's embarrassing to Trump that he lost to a guy who hid in his basement.
It's not.
That's the crazy thing.
Your president, your guy, Joe Biden, is the greatest hide and go seek champion of all time.
Wait, hold on a sec. When you is he not? He's not your president.
He's my president.
Oh, okay. He's our president.
But he's your guy. He's the guy you're defending. You're defending him right now to say
only that he's better than Trump because you're making me do this.
The only reason that there's no way in a
nobody can make you do a damn thing. Chill punk self. What are you talking about? Because you're making me. No one can make you do nothing, nigga.
Even the liberals today are not saying he's better than Trump in executing or taking action or doing anything.
Let's find that.
The only credit. Well, at this point, you've lost credibility to talk about polls because you don't even know what you're talking about when you're saying. Well, I don't know. I don't know if the people were voting against Trump. Let's find a poll. So if you can't agree to that
I don't know how many. Of course they were.
It's not just how many. It's if you go on look at any of these people who were doing what do you call it? Street.
He's looking smug as ever. He always just so smug, nigga. Like fam, like, no one begging you to be here. Yeah, I would have mid-podcast had to say that to him. Like, yeah, man, another thing about Biden. No one begging you to be here. You can go. We could finish the podcast without you.
When they're going talking to people
and interviews.
It's like, hey, so tell me, who would you vote here? Trump's the worst. I would never vote for him. People didn't want to vote for this guy because 99% of the media, everybody was sitting there bashing him nonstop. By the way, same thing's going to happen with DeSantis.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Bush. The only Republicans Democrats like is ex-presidents who are now painters. That's the only Republicans Democrats like because they're no longer a threat. Okay. Trump's a big threat. So for you to say, well, we now have respect around the world.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want that. I think if there's an element of competition, because I think if China has to choose between Trump or Biden, and China would rather have Biden, that's probably not a good sign for me.
Okay. Is it a good sign if Russia wants Trump? I mean, this is kind of a silly game, right?
No, but Russia is not our number one enemy. Russia doesn't control 80% of chips. Russia is not as powerful as people think they are. They have a lot of nukes. They lead the world. Totally get it. But we're seeing right now what's happening to Russia. Russia is more, they're powerful. You got to put them up there. They're strong. But China is really, really strong and experienced. China hates America. China doesn't, they've publicly announced what they're going to be doing. You know, there's a very big difference between China and Russia. And by the way, I'm not sitting here telling you we got to be best friends with Russia. But if China likes a president over another one, that is a red flag for me.
Yeah, it's not rare as a view on the American right that is generally, who cares what other countries think? I would almost rather they hate us. That's really common.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm not
That's
saying
what you were
did.
saying.
That's
I want to see
really
a poll
common.
on that. Do you have a poll on that?
Not offhand.
Then
but
how could you say, why, do you have a poll? Give me a poll.
Of course you don't.
Patrick.
But no, give me a poll because that's an anecdote.
Of course he don't. He don't got nothing. He just come out here and just say a bunch of bull. He don't got a damn thing. You think he got? He don't got nothing. What you talking about? He don't got no receipts. This nigga just talk out his ass
Now.
We can use this
But no,
to stop
like Ace Ventura.
any conversation.
But you're
hold on a
doing
second.
that. But that's what you're
But
doing,
you
though.
just did it with
But
the polls about
but
liberals
you're the
no longer
expert.
like
You're the
Biden.
political expert. I'm not.
Oh, come on. This
You're
is
the
so
political
silly.
expert. What you
This
just
is so
did. No,
silly.
you're being silly. So I'm giving you exactly what you've been doing for the first 30 minutes. Now it officially bothers you.
No, it doesn't bother me. I think it's silly. I think we don't get anywhere.
But wait a minute. But what you're saying is that if the argument you give, I said, show me a poll.
Yeah.
Show it to me. You can't do it.
Good catch by Patrick Bet David. Like David Pakman, this is what he does. He just undercuts, he deflects, and then he literally just got called out for doing the exact same thing that he did to Patrick Bet David. No, where's your poll? Where's your poll? And then all of a sudden, oh, where's yours? Oh, well, no, oh no, this is silly. This isn't getting anywhere. David Pakman, other people like him,
Yeah, this dude's a clown. Woke people don't like when you do the same thing that they try to do to you back to them. I'm a grandmaster at it. Shadow clone jitsu type of thing.
do not ever like to be held accountable or called on their BS. Even though they do it all the time, they just gaslight, deflect, avoid, and basically say, you don't know what you're talking about. It's insufferable to listen to people like this. Let me know in the comments what you think. Leave a like if you're enjoying. Let's get back in.
There's a difference between you
what?
saying that there's a specific opinion among voters that they were motivated by a particular reason. We have polling on that. We just have to find it.
You like to use that, but not when it works against you. Yeah, I didn't say hate. I'm not a hate guy. If I was a hate guy, you wouldn't be here today.
I didn't say that.
No, you said most Republicans would prefer if other countries hated us. You're assuming.
I didn't say most. Run it back.
Wait, you didn't say what?
I didn't say most.
You said what?
I said there is a contingent on the right, that actually is emboldened by if they don't.
How small of a community is that?
Don't know.
So you're going to take the exception? Are you going to make that argument?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Patrick. I'm verklempt.
Yeah. You and I both.
You and Linda Richmond.
David Pakman's shirt looked like a picnic table blanket.
We're going tangent where we can't really drill down on any one issue.
I'm saying to you, hate is not. If I had hate, I would have not had you on.
I didn't ascribe that word to you.
You said, I said fear. I said fear.
Earlier in the show.
No. What I mean is, if China prefers any president, for example, if McConnell is going to be president, and China wants McConnell over, let's pick over Tulsi.
Okay.
I'm not McConnell.
Okay.
If China wants pick what is her name? Liz Cheney. If China was Liz Cheney over Pete Buttigieg, I would be hesitant there.
Okay.
Because who is the number one enemy? Who is the number one enemy? I'm actually curious what you're going to think about that.
I don't know about
this is a part that I'm not asking polls.
I don't know about the term enemy. I mean, I think in terms of adversary, I think it's Russia and China differently in different ways. As you talked about, we depend way more on China for goods that we enjoy being cheap because they're made in China rather
than Pakman is such a square. I agree. Yeah, I never lie.
Than here.
I agree.
That confers huge economic power to China. Russia, in a different way, yes, it's the nukes. Yes, it's the more unstable leader. It's also alliances with countries where Russia's involvement can goad or pull the United States in ways that are both resource intensive and politically disadvantageous. So I think those are the
which
two
countries. Give me.
I mean, there's the Afghanistan situation.
Does this nigga have an answer for anything? Probably not.
You could argue Russia. I mean, with Venezuela, there's issues there that are more economic, relating to oil, which we've talked about. It's less about products and it's less about supply chain with Russia, although with energy, Russia is a factor. But I think those are our two biggest adversaries. I don't know if the right term is enemy. I'm open to exploring whether that's the right term. Certainly adversary is the right term.
I think I'm on the same page with you on whether it's adversary or enemy.
Yeah.
You know, keep in mind, I've never taken anything past ESL in my English. So the word enemy and adversary may have the same meaning to me, maybe a different meaning for you.
Fair.
It's opposition is how I see it. But I agree. But the part for me is if a country is overly comfortable with one and is afraid of imposing pain on them and kind of backs off a little bit, I want to know a little bit more.
It's always amusing watching betas like David Pakman get called out by, I don't know, like normal grown men like Patrick Bet-David, because they just throw a tantrum. They just throw a fit. Throw their hands in the air. They get all emotional. And it's like, just leave me alone. Quit picking on me. Oh, God. Poor guys like David Pakman. They're just kids. Kids in grown men bodies that just don't get it. But let me know in the comments what you think.
Word up with his smug self. Dude, David Pakman's a loser. And it did seem like he was just throwing a tantrum. He had no answers for nothing. Straight calm ball. But tell me what you think down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Share the video as well. And also, if you want to check me out on Patreon, you can support extra, help me keep going, and get exclusive content. Go and check that out. Links in the description.